Hello guys, it's Mungai Eve. Welcome to the Mungai Eve show, and of course, you're the number one online TV show. And guys, today I'm chilling with one of the best gospel artists we have in 254, and also a namesake. Wewe, leo nimepatana na mtu anaitwa kama mimi. I'm having Evelyn Wanjiru. I know most of you mnajua story yake. She has struggled to conceive, and now she has a bouncing baby boy. It's been 10 years of waiting, and also juicy too on Madaraka Day, she surprised her mom with a plot, not a plot, with plots. Guys, goals. We all want to surprise our parents, you know. Anyway, guys, we're going to have a conversation with her. I hope you guys mtakuwa inspired, mtajua safari yake, women out there mtafeel vizuri, you know. Anyway, Evelyn, uko aje?
Niko poa. Hey, I'm actually really, starstruck because I've been seeing you a lot, watching you a lot, and I'm actually following you on Instagram, and I'm like, this girl is blowing the internet. You're making moves, and it really inspires me. And so I'm really excited that today I got an opportunity to be on board with you, and so yeah, it's a joy to be here and to seeing you. Yeah.
Wow. And by the way, guys, I don't know whether it's a coincidence. Evelyn is called Evelyn Wanjiru, and then I am Evelyn Wanjiko. And my best friend in high school used to be called Evelyn Wanjiru. I don't know alienda wapi aki.
Tangu ule mdogo ama maybe walituacha nikazaliwa mbele yako kidogo na nilikuwa supposed kuwa twin wako, I don't know.
Anyway, Evelyn, I would like to know, so far so good. Nimekupata na baby mshindi. But then guys, before tufanya hii video, hey, motherhood is not a joke. Motherhood imekupelekaje?
Wow, it's a tough journey, but a beautiful one, an interesting one, because every day you get to understand and know new things. Vitu zenye hata nilikuwa na taking for granted, kama sleep unalala. Saizi likipewa 30 minutes nilale ninakachukua. It's an interesting journey, it's a beautiful journey. And I think I'm really excited because for me, I've been waiting for this child for so many years. I remember I got married when I was 23. I think I was sharing with you that. And having this opportunity of carrying my child and seeing him smiling, Actually, he started laughing when he was 2 weeks old. I'm like, guy, mtoto wa 2 weeks anachekanga na nguvu. So it's a beautiful journey. And just knowing that there is somebody who is depending on you 100%, not 99.9, it's 100% on you. It's interesting. It's overwhelming, And so I'm excited that I'm a mother. I'm excited that I'm inspiring so many people and giving hope to so many people that had lost hope. Yeah.
Okay, you've said that you got married when you were 23 years of age. And right now it's been more than 10 years, or it's 10 years actually. Yeah. It's been 10 years. I'd like to know, like, how has the journey been like? And also, unajua, umesema, umekuwa ukituambia you've waited for 10 years. Tunataka leo, hii conversation ikuwe about hiyo kungoja for 10 years. Imekuwa aje, unajua?
Wow, imekuwa journey ingine ni unexplainable. Actually, before ni realized that I really wanted a child, my husband and I, we had opened a studio, which is what we do. That's what put foods on our table. Bweniv Production. Bweniv is Agunda Bweni and Evelyn, so the two names coming together. So tumekuwa tukilea huyu mtoi anaitwa Bweniv for 5 years. And our minds were like focusing on that. We were just focusing on Bweniv until it grows. We didn't realize, there is another part of life that is called family, like coming up with, giving birth, and having a family, like a real family now. And when I was 5 years in marriage, that's when it hit me. Like 5 or 6 years down the line, I'm like, kuna kitu inaitwa watoto, because now our ages were now We were now growing. We continue to growing. We were growing.
Approaching your 30s.
Our 30s, yes, my 30s. By then, my husband, I think, was 35, 36 huko. And I'm like, guy, oh, mtu akifika 35 inakuanga hard to conceive, and I'm not yet 35, but I'm now approaching 30. And I kept on thinking what might be the problem. I realized during when I got married, I stayed for a few years, and then I started missing my periods. And I would miss my periods for 4 months, 5 months. And imagine, funny story, I wasn't worried. That's the funny story. Like when I miss, I'm thinking, siko worried. I'm like, maybe tu nile una miss periods, ama niko pregnant, napima napata siko pregnant. So it never clicked my mind that something was wrong with me. Until
maybe you are under some contraceptive.
I wasn't under any contraceptive. We agreed with Agunda that I will never take in any contraceptive until I conceive, because you don't know the damage it might bring in your body, because this is something foreign you're putting in your body. And so, my husband akaanza kuniambia, hey, kwani ushtuki unaweza kata 4 months bila kupata ball na periods, wachana hata ball periods, na uko tu sawa. Naambia, maybe ni hormones zangu, because we travel a lot, and when you change the weather, it sometimes it messes with the cycle. Little did I know something was off in my body, and I'm like, my husband's like, no, we have to go and see a guy now, because now I feel I really need a child. What's your take? I'm like, me too, because every time I would go for an event, there's a way I introduce my husband every time. I'll say, this is my music producer, we produce music and children. And people are like, So I immediately after the event, when people are saying hello, watatuliza. So how many children do you guys have? Because you said you and your husband produce music and children. I'll go like, we don't have any. So how long have you been married again? 7 years. Whoa. Can we please pray with you? So you can imagine how many people have been. So everywhere I would go, anybody who would really get interested with our story would be like, can I pray with you? So many people have been praying for us and, trusting God that he will bless us with children. And on my 7th year, it's when it really hit me so hard that, watoto wakuji, what's wrong with me? Went to see this doctor, and it's like, you have hormonal imbalance, and it's a very serious one. We have to put you on medication. And your body is not able to hold on to the seed of a man, like the seed of your husband is not able to hold. So we have to put you on medication. Something is just off with your hormones. I'm like, God, hii ni nini sasa? So imagine nimewekwa kwa medication ya hormonal imbalance, nimewekwa kwa medication ya kuangalia kama body yangu inaweza hold. Yeah. So I'm like, God, this is serious. Nimekuwa mgonjwa unknowingly. You're sick and you don't know you're sick, because that is sickness anyway. And when I started taking medication, it really overwhelmed me, because I'm taking this medication knowing that I'm going to conceive. So I'm actually being put on medication for hormonal imbalance to balance my hormones, so that I can get periods. So the doctor tells me, you know what? Unless you get your periods, you can't get pregnant. So you have to get your periods first so that you conceive. So you are not getting your periods. So we have to work on this first, so that we go to the next stage. Next stage is, how do you now conceive? What is causing you not to conceive? And so they try to balance my hormones. And when it balanced now, when I started at least getting my periods.
So after how long?
I the whole of 2007, the 7th year, the 8th year, 2 years down the line, still nothing,
And you're still under medication?
I'm still under medication. 209, still waiting, 209. The 9th year, I'm still, the 8th year, I'm still worried, and I'm like, what is happening? And the doctor says, keep on waiting, let's try for the next 6 months, wacha tuone. So he gives me an option. He says, we're putting you under this medication, tuone, so that body yako, your seed ya mwanamke ito nini, the seed of the ovaries ziweze hold the seed of the man. I'm like, now I'm put on medication, because every time probably when I want to conceive, body yangu I receive vizuri. And so I was really overwhelmed with that, because now he's like, you are getting your periods, but now you're not able to conceive. I want you to relax. And when you take this medication, you have to pray. I'm like, kai, yoke naomba tena sana.
I usually do.
And on the 8th year, I was like, I'm done.
At some point you gave up.
Yeah, I gave up, because now 6 years down the line, 7, 8, the ninth year, I'm still under medication, and it's stressful. In fact, I was not trying to figure out how people who have diseases that are not curable, like
Survive.
Yeah, how do they survive that? Because they are always on medication. So for me, this one really got hold of me. I'm like, I'm done. Because I would see my friends getting pregnant, holding their babies. I would become best couple for so many friends of mine. And within a year or so, less than a year, they will get pregnant. And knowing my hubby and I, where we are coming from, the tribes, expectation is so high. Immediately, when you're coming from the Western and the Nyanza and where, those kind of Rift Valley, those areas, watu wanaangalia like, oh, second year bado, third year. So in fact, they expect you, they want to expect the second month or the third month, something has happened.
Okay. Talking of where you're coming from and everything, did you ever at any point get pressure from maybe parents, relatives, or maybe even friends or the society?
Well, of course, pressure ikosangi. Someone will just throw kawad tu hivi, sasa bado tunangoja mtoi. Unajua mtu akikwambia tunangoja, yeye ajui wewe ndio unangoja zaidi. Nyinyi bado mko honeymoon. They're like, we are not in honeymoon. I saw the other day, actually this morning I saw a comment. Someone has just commented on one of the posts I posted yesterday, and this lady goes like, I thought they're the ones who didn't want to have children. It's not that we didn't have. We didn't want. It's babies are not just coming. It's not just happening. We're not able to conceive. And for me, it became a serious issue. It started eating me inside, but I will keep on smiling. I will keep on going for events. I will keep on singing. And sometimes I'll be like, I'm singing Waweza, one of the most renowned song in Kenya. And when I will finish singing Waweza, you will come and see someone telling me, Aki, yo song yako nilikuwa down. Alafu nikaiplay. Aki, God can come here through. Nikapata job. Nikapata mtoi. Nikafanya nini? Mimi naambia Mungu, sasa mimi naimbanga Waweza na mimi siwezeshewi. God, kwa nini you come through for me, And I kept on feeling so overwhelmed. And there was this time, I was really mad at myself. I like, nini mbaya, kwanza niliona periods. Nikakasirika. I remember I just knelt in my living room. And I told God, you know what, I am done. The Bible says that the hair is the glory of a woman. And so that day, mimi napenda nywele yangu. Sikuwa inyoa. In fact, si ati inameanga, haikuwa inameanga, but sasa ninakumbuka hata kwanza husband yangu siku ya kwanza ananiuliza, kwani hujaiacha nione nywele yako hata siku moja? Leo mimi nitakubomoa hii nywele niione. Naambia hapana, kwa sababu hairline I grow. So I really loved my hair. So for me to make a decision that I'm going to cut down my hair, it was serious. So I just left the house, went to a barber shop and cut my hair. Why? I told God, you know what? Hii ni kukuonesha Azin sijui hata nifanye nini anymore. Unajua umeshaifika kwa kona unashindwa ufanye nini. Nimekata glory yangu. This is it. I will never kneel down and ask you for a child again. This came because my husband had already turned 40. And 40 is where, wanasemaga 40, that's where life begins at 40. And I'm like, we're not growing younger. Our ages are going up and up every day. God, hii ni nini sasa? Unataka tupate watoto watakuwa nakata tuende shule sababu wanafilisi ni wazee sana. Is that your daddy? You know, he has gray hair, you know. So I felt I was really, 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 really stressed about it. And I remember when I came back to the house and I didn't tell my husband why I cut down my hair. He got really mad, like, kwa nini umekata nywele yako? He called the barber. Nikamwambia, kwa nini ulikata bibi yangu? Akaniambia si alikuja hapa kusema ataka kata. Nikamwambia usijali, wacha tu nikate. Nikamwambia, God, you know what? I will never come to you again and ask you for a child. I'm done. Nasikia tu kwa hati yangu. Naambia God, uko done. Like, you're done with God. When you're done with him, what next? You know, he's the one who gives. And of course, I felt in my heart that he had already promised that he will fulfill his promises in our lives. And so I was really stressed and tired. So that's the ninth month, the ninth year, in June, we lost my father-in-law. And before we lost my father-in-law, we were traveling to Tanzania. And every time we travel outside the country for events, we always go to his house for him to pray for us. And so he was a reverend. And so my husband is putting on his shoes, alafu anamuuliza ati daddy, in case tupate mtoto tumuite nani? I'm thinking, mashona swali imetokea from no, like tunavaa kiatu tunatoka kwenda tunataka travel, like where did that come from? And then dad looks at us and says, ataitwa Mshindi. Sisi wote tulikuwa hiyo jina inakaa cliche, tunataka like Jayden, like sijui nani, you know, zile majina siku zote wanapatia tu majina zingine za He said, that's the name I would like you to call your child. And that was just a by the way talk. We traveled and then we came back to Kenya. Little did I know, I was 6 weeks pregnant. But with that week, when we came back, we lost our dad. I lost my dad, for him not knowing that I had conceived. Because it was his prayer item every time he would pray for us. He would say that you guys are going to conceive. God is going to honor you. So hearing people talking ill, some will think that tuko honeymoon, and sometimes I will post something on my Facebook page and someone on my YouTube, and the first comment, kwanza this comment really pissed me, bure sana endo kazae. That comment like really threw me off, like how can you tell me that? Like that's none of your business. This other time I posted something on my Facebook, I posted with Agunda, and someone goes like, sasa nyinyi mtakuwa mtatokeanga tu picha yenu, mwezi tuwekea picha na mtoto wenyu. When are we going to see your kids? That's my private life. You don't necessarily, you see, we'll give you what you want to see, but this is our private life, you know. And so many things, and we know of people that will go like, nyinyi hata hamna responsibility mingi hata ya kulipa school fees. So nipatie, wewe nilisaidia kulipa school fees sababu una watoto wa kulipia school fees. Someone told my husband that. I was like, whoa. So mean. You can say, ati unajua sisi tuko na school fees tunalipa, tuko na nini? I'm thinking, you can't say that. That's being so insensitive. And so it's been a journey that has been tough. It's been a journey that has been of a bit of sadness, a bit of anger. For me, I felt anger in my heart. I felt bitterness in my heart. I was bitter with God to some point. Sometimes I was jealous of my friends who get babies. Sometimes they will never call me for their baby shower. Now that one really got me mad. And so I can't explain what it feels like when I held my child in my hands. And actually, leave alone that when I came to understand that I'm pregnant, it was like umeshaambiwa kitu unaona kama uongo. Hiyo ni uongo. I did my pregnancy tests thrice to make sure that it was real. Yeah.
All along, your husband has always been supportive. Yani anakwambia, you know what, let's just wait. Ama yeye alikuwa anachukuliaje?
You know, when you marry your friend, he understands you 100%. True. But when you marry someone that doesn't know the reason why you got married, they will frustrate you. And for us, our marriage has been very interesting. 3 people are involved in this marriage. It's my husband, God in the middle, and then him, and then myself. So 3 of us. It's like a rope. Every time tunasemanga sisi tunashonangwa, God anakuanga katikati yetu. And so when God is in between a marriage, he makes things beautiful. My husband is one of the most interesting person God brought in my life. He will talk and say, siku moja tutashika mtoto wetu. I can't wait niendeshe mtoto wangu na bike huko nje. I can't wait niende mall na mtoto. But he will never tell me, kwa nini upatangi mimba? So every minute of my visit to the doctor, he was there. He's been there since day one. He's the one who asked me, can we go and see a gyna? He took this burden and decided to run with it. In the labor ward, he was there. He's the one who received the child before mimi mama mtoto received mtoto. So he's been there and has been always supporting me. That's one of the best gift, and protected me. If he would, I don't know even if he's ever heard of someone talking ill about me not conceiving, but even if he has heard, I don't think he got the courage to tell me. He's protected me so many times. He has walked with me the journey. He has shown me love. And that is one of the interesting things, because he's an African man. He would have gotten another option, you know. But for him to stay with me all those years, first year, second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, 10, a man in Africa, that is a very patient man. That's a very, very patient man. And for that, I really honor him, because he didn't leave me. He didn't leave me. He told me, you know, we said our vows, for better, for worse. So where is the worse? This is the worse. In sickness and in health, this is the sickness. So when you are good, when I met you, when we were dating, your health was good. In good times, I know we've had our good times. So I have to be even in bad times. I have to be in sickness. And so he's been there for me. He's walked the journey with me. He has supported me. I have not seen him getting weary. In fact, sometimes I would miss my medication. It would be like, umemeza dawa. You know, that is someone that really cares, you know, and I'm grateful that he's part of my life. Yeah.
Okay. How did you break the news to him, or mlikuwa pamoja na yeye when you were testing, and also to the family and friends?
We had just buried his dad. I had a tour in the US, so I had cancelled it so that we buried daddy. And then I resumed back after a week or so. So when I was traveling to the US, hey man, my body wasn't feeling good. I was like really stressed in the plane. I felt everything is smelling. The person that is sitting next to me is smelling. I just wanted pilau. And I remember, and I hated color yellow. And he was from nowhere, you know, like, but I didn't understand what was going on in my body. So I arrived in the US and I started vomiting, really serious. Man, my host goes like, I think you're pregnant. I was under supplements just to ensure that able to conceive. So the doctor told me, so kwa una travel, how long are you traveling? Nikamwambia for a week or so. Say don't take this medication for now because easy unafaa kunywa kama you have your husband there. So nika stop hiyo supplements. Nika travel kwenda US. Kwenda US nikifika nikaanza kutapika huko kwa nyumba yenye nilikuwa nimeitwa. Nimekaa ndani nikingojea kufanya event. And my host goes like, I think you're pregnant.
She was a lady.
She was a lady. I said, no, I can't be pregnant. Me pregnant? You know, it's so funny. I'm taking I was taking medication for
to conceive.
But I'm being told, you're pregnant. I'm like, no, I can't be pregnant. Then why? Like, that's how my faith was. Like, I wasn't sure that this thing, is it working? Is it going to work for me, you know? And so I went for rehearsals. And when I came back, one of the pastors is a doctor. He told the wife, this girl is pregnant and she doesn't know. So the wife tells my host. And my host, they started conversing. I said, imagine I said the same thing. She's pregnant and she doesn't know. So one of my friends in the US, she goes like, Evelyn, imagine tunaona kama uko na ball, so tuna feel twende tukubaie pregnant. Nikamwambia msiende kunibaia, naenda kujibaia mimi mwenyewe. Akasema no, mimi nitakuwa part of this. Nataka kuona. Nikamwambia okay. Nikaenda nikanunua pregnancy strip. Nikamwambia by the way, it's on a Sunday and I'm not going to do this right now. I had a conversation with God. Nikamwambia sitaimuongelesha kuhusu mambo ya ball mpaka siku yenye ball itaingia kwa itumbo. Do you know, kidogo I decided I'll do it at very early in the morning because I najuanga maybe ile susu ya asubuhi ndio inakuanga the best ya kupima pregnancy. So I told them, you guys keep on waiting, but I'm not gonna test. Asubuhi. I went to the bathroom, tested. I was holding my phone. I just wanted to chat because time difference. So I knew people in Kenya are awake. So once I checked on my friends and then I tested. Nikaekelea hapo hivyo kando hivi kwa karibu na sink. Nikaendelea na kazi yangu. Nikaendelea kubrowse. Nikamaliza. Sababu kitesti mara kwanza hiyo line natokea. Nikasema, so unaona like, I knew. So ile line ya pili inakujanga faintly. Kupenduka nikaona another line. I was so shocked. I just fell in the bathroom. Poop. Few seconds bado na try to regain. What did I just see? I was crying, not with a loud voice, but mucus were coming out. Machozi inatoka. Because I think nilikuwa shock. Ingine sijaiona. Nikachukua chupa ya maji. Ni mbio ndio nipate makojo ingine. Nikakumbuka nilikuwa nimenunua 3. Nikaanguka tena. Boom, like it's happening. I took a photo, sent it to my husband. I'm like, asome like seconds ya kufungua hiyo nilikuwa naona imetake seconds sana. So I saw he was online. I called him, have you checked your WhatsApp? He said, what? I'm holding my phone. Angalia WhatsApp yako. I started crying. He's like, what is it? You know? Akaniambia, but I've seen. But your line nika faint, uko sure? Nikamwambia, watu unaniuliza swali inakaje kama niko sure? What is wrong with you? Akaniambia, unajua babe. Oh, love. Sasa naitanga hivyo. Akaniambia ati, unajua umekuwa ukitapika throughout kuanzia juzi ukiwa kwa ndege ukaniambia unasikia vibaya. So I think you hallucinate. I think it's too much on you until now you're seeing things. You imagine that is how we were. Like we couldn't even believe that God can really, really do this to us. Even him. Now him is he's doubting as well. I felt. Sasa ujamaa ani understand. Wacha ni call mtu mwingine nita call nani? Mama yangu. Mom. Before I told my mom what I wanted to say, I screamed, I cried, and my mom was like, nini umefanyikiwa Amerika? Woi mtoto wangu ni nini Amerika wamekufanyia? Kai ni nini? Please niambie. Siongei. nalia tu. Achachacha. I told her, I am pregnant. She cried and she started to say, wamama wa chama, watu wamama wamenichekelea. I didn't want to do anything in America again. Back to Kenya. Came to at the airport. I saw my husband there. I think he slept at the airport. I keep on asking him, the way I saw you when I landed, ulilala ukinigojea. Anasema acha tu nikwambie ukweli. Nilikuwa tunasema nimekaa hapo kwa entrance. Nasema najiambia, I'm waiting for my family. That one really hit me. Like, I'm not waiting for Evelyn, my wife. There's a difference of I'm waiting for my wife and I'm waiting for my family. You know, family is like, he knows that I'm carrying his child and, you know, and myself. And so he was really overwhelmed. He was really happy.
Okay, you mentioned that immediately you told mom, alianza kusema, venye alikuwa anachekelewa. So at some point your mom also went through a hard time.
Yes, she went through a hard time, but she never used to like really tell me because she knew it's going to affect me. And actually I never liked talking about this issue with people. Like you'll never hear it outside. If I talk about it, I'll speak it out with my best friend. But when my mom would bring the topic, kuniuliza ati, hujaifikiria naambia hiyo story wachana nayo. So
did she ever know that you were like ulikuwa na a medical issue?
Yeah, she knew. I kept on telling her, you know, I'm going to see the doctor. But I didn't want the conversation to ni hivyo nimeshakwambia ukwe tu uko onde, at least uko hapo kwa hiyo dirisha unajua what is happening. Usikuwe nimekuweka nje. Yeah.
Okay, and now as an artist, ilifika wapi ukamwa you're going to share this online? You know, there's some people who decide, unajua venye tumengoja, let's wait until the baby is here. But wewe ulituannouncea when you were pregnant, and also when the baby came, uliwacha mafans, so tukajua, Evelyn is having her bundle of joy.
The reason why I decided to share it is because I knew there is someone out there that is really trusting God. Na amengojea for so many years, na anaona kama God akam. And I knew if I share this, because myself too, I've watched people, especially in my music career, I have watched musicians that have told their stories, and God has really elevated them to a level whereby I would want to be in that level as well. And so I felt if I always feel evil, mtu akipeana testimony yake. Kwa hivyo mimi nikipeana hii testimony ita encourage watu wangapi. And just to let people know that there are marriages that are still working, whether you have a child or not. And children do not define a marriage, because children will grow. When they are 18 years old, they will live. So you'll still remain you with your husband. Yeah, you know. Remember, it was for better, for worse. Till death do you part. Not till children do you part, you know. And so for me, I decided to talk about it because I wanted to encourage someone that has completely lost hope. I remember there were times where I felt, I'm done. I don't want to take this medication. I am overwhelmed with questions. I am stressed seeing other people carrying their children. I'm not able to. I am overwhelmed when I walk in my estates. I see people in the estates with their children riding bicycles, playing with Tuchiwawa. You know, it was just... And I would be like, God, mimi nitaipata wangu lini? And so even when I realized that I have been blessed with the fruit of the womb, we decided we will not talk about it. We will not talk about it. We will hide this pregnancy because we knew we are under battle. When we understood the things of it was the godliness and the things we know of the Spirit. You don't just say everything. Sio kila kitu inafaa enda kwa social media, especially when the thing has not yet matured. Ungoje mpaka imachue, kwa sababu unaenda kuongea alafu vitu ziharibike, and so unanyamazia mpaka za zile unaona imekuwa fulfilled. Na not everybody is happy for you. Unaweza tangaza, kumbe mambo, kuna mtu pale anasema, manzi, huo mtoto umebeba hata grow to term. Hiyo gari umenunua hauta live kuenjoy. Hiyo nyumba umejenga hauta live kuenjoy, unajua. And so not everyone is happy for you. And so, but sometimes when we share these testimonies, what the Lord has done is to encourage somebody else out there. But you don't say them until they are mature. Their testimonies, you don't speak them out until they mature. And so for us, even when people saw the pregnancy, tulikuwa tumeshazaa like ni 2 weeks ama ni 1 week, mtoto alikuwa ameshazaliwa, tumemshika. So even when people are seeing ile photo ya kwanza yenye tulirelease ya Ngoza White, I started receiving calls as well. People thought that I'm exposing my pregnancy when it's too early. And actually, I'd stayed in my house. I wasn't traveling a lot. Not even traveling. I wasn't even going to visit people. I was in my house for, I think, 8 months or 7 months down the line. Because I really got sick. Pregnancy really made me, body yangu haikuwa, ilikuwa ni something, this is something new in my body. I remember we traveled to the US and I really got sick. Hyperemesis gravidae, kitu kama hiyo ni kutokuwa na maji, kunakuwa dehydrated. And so I was rushed in the hospital in America, and it was very tough for me. And so we decided to just come back to Kenya and relax. And when I flew back to Kenya with my husband, we my goodness, we went to see the doctor, and the doctor says, your cervix is opening and I think you're losing the baby. So I was put on bed rest. My husband's like, no.
But then it was how many months?
It wasn't months. It was 6 weeks. Yeah. So I'm like, you can't travel. You can't travel. You can't travel anywhere, and the baby's coming out. You have to be on bed rest. I was preparing for my live recording. I wasn't able to do much, but on the 7th week or 8th week there, I did the live recording. God helped me. It was tough. It was a tough journey, but I was just happy that I'm pregnant. I'm telling you, kwa airport ungeniona nikitembea, natembea kama mwenye niko na bola. Hata pale wakisema watu wao wapite kwa ilitagwa jile ya ku screening, nasema I am pregnant. I can't pass there. I'm just flat like this. And my walking style changed. My husband is like, guy, baby, nini? Sutembea tu vizuri. We, niko na mimba. You know, it was really something beautiful for me.
Okay, and how did you feel at 6 weeks when the doctor said that your cervix is opening, you're almost losing the baby, and you just realized you're pregnant?
Shock. I remember my husband, we are prayerful people. My husband held my tummy. Akaambia akaongelesha mtoto. Unajua kuna vitu zingine unaziongelesha by force zisikie. Akasema we, ndio umeingia tu, unataka kwenda wapi? Hebu kaa hapo ndani. Tujakuona hata bado. You know, but I was having those contractions. The labor imekuja. It was around 11 p.m. when we called the doctor. Doctor kaniambia, ati, when you see, oh, the baby's coming out, just in case you see blood, just rush to any hospital. Watu wenye wangoja mtoto 9 years, the 9th year, because the baby was born on the 10th year. Unatuambia tukimbie to any hospital. My God, you How remorseful, like, how can you just tell me that? And my husband said, no, we are not going to hear the report of the doctor. We'll hear the report of God. So what is God saying about this? This is a gift God ametupatia na tumengojea for so long. And so I stayed in the house. Kukaa kwa nyumba? Nimekaa kwa nyumba sana for 8 months or so.
Okay, so it reached a point the cervix was okay, and sasa mtoto akaanza kugrow.
I was put on medication, and now the cervix started closing up. Yeah.
Wow. Evelyn, how would you tell moms out there or ladies out there who have been trying to conceive but bado hawajafanikiwa?
Well, I know it's not an easy place to be. It's not an easy journey, especially a woman. Why a woman? Because we are living in the setup that we are in is an African setup where women are more judged than men. And I would just want to encourage a woman that is trusting God, because you've been praying for so many years or so many months. There are people who are praying even for, okay, I could go married only for a month and I trust God, the next month I conceive. Do not lose hope. This is what I keep on saying. If you look at me, you need your faith to be ignited, because if your faith is not ignited through my story, I don't know what else uli God mgani unataka kusikia. Because I saw someone writing, I want this God of Evelyn. God of Evelyn, God mso. Yeah, I've seen God helping me. I've seen God making a way where there seemed to be no way. And so keep on holding on. Keep on believing in him. Do not lose your faith. I remember this woman in the Bible who was oozing blood for 12 years, and she decided to crawl until she touched the hem of Jesus. And before huyu mama afikie Jesus, kulikuwa na watu wengi sana. Walikuwa, na huyu mama alikuwa ananuka sana. Alikuwa ana try kufikia, na watu, I'm sure watu wote walikuwa nasikia ananuka, si anapita kwa crowd. Hakuna mtu anataka kumkaribia. And so you might be there na kuna watu na crowd yako ni watu wenye wanakusurround, wanasema ukiingia kwa mahali kwenye watoto wako wengi, mtu anasema wewe siwezi kukuachia mtoto wangu sababu hujui kuchange diaper. Unajua jua ile ya mtoto. So that is like hakuna mtu ana believe unaweza you can actually do it. And so even when they say things, they are called naysayers. Do not listen. Look up to God. Focus on him. Put your eyes on him and do not waver like Peter. He wavered while he was walking on the water. Na hapo ndio faith yake ilirudi chini akaanza kusink. So focus on Jesus, because he is the only person that can enable you to get what you desire. Okay. And for the men, please hold your wives. Please stand with them. Please support them. It doesn't mean that when a wife is not able to conceive, that means that men cannot conceive as well. Men can just conceive. Even there are men who cannot conceive. They're struggling. And sometimes wives are the ones who are covering their dirty linen. Anasema, woi, bwana wangu asionekana, acha mimi nichukue mzigo yote. Hey, men, support your wives. And I'm sure kuna men that cannot conceive as well. And so, even for you, when you see us here, it has been the hand of God in our lives. It has been the doing of the Lord. And so walk the journey knowing that God has not left you. Kila mtu akona siku yake. And I will say this, the sun lights to everybody. Whether you are good or bad, jua inawakianga kila mtu. Kama we ni mwizi, ama we ni pastor, jua inakuwakia bado. Kama we ni mama wa kuuza mboga kwa barabara, ama kama unafanya kazi kwa bank, jua inatuwakia sisi wote. God hajapima ati aseme jua itawakia tu watu wenye wanafanya kazi hapa kwa bank, ama watu wenye wanafanya kazi hapa kwa mjengo. Kwa hivyo kila mtu akona time yake, na God akiamua kukubariki hakuna mtu atazuia.
Okay, I would like you to talk to your mom. Recently you surprised her and you said that she has been really supportive, especially kwa safari yako ya kutopata mtoto. And also you say something to your husband.
Oh, my mom has been supportive. My goodness. What can I say? You know, when you become a mother, that's when you really, really understand what it means to become a blessing. And for what it means for your children to become a blessing to you. And so for my mom, who has struggled with us, who has decided to let go of everything, and if she would have had an option of saying, wacha mimi niachane na watoto, endeni orphanage, endeni kila mseme wazazi wenyu watu wamekufa. But she decided to stick there when we lost our dad, and took care of 5 of us. I decided to bless her because I've seen her struggling. I have seen her losing everything. 2007, the post-election violence really affected us big time. We lost a lot. And so it really took us back. Iliturudisha 10 miles behind. And so for me, deciding to stand with my mom at this particular time, it's because she deserves it. And what better way to do it than giving her a land where we're going to build a home, where she's going to be staying there with our children. God has blessed us with children right now. So I don't know what to say to my mom. She's just been there for me and stood with me through test of time and encouraged me. She's been one of those role models, shown me that it is possible to stand strong and to stand firm and not to allow the waves to take you to ikufanya nini ikuchote. Yeah.
Your husband?
Oh, my music producer. We produce music and children. Agunda, every time I keep on saying this, and I will always say this. He has partnered with God to make me who I am today. He left everything to become my music producer. He has taught me to be a go-getter. I remember this time he told me, when he met me, Evelyn, alikuwa ananitanga Eva, you know you are a walking gold. Someone needs to pick you and polish you so that you know your worth. I always wanted to work in an M-Pesa. Yani mimi dream yangu ilikuwa ni M-Pesa ama nifanye kazi kwa bank. Why M-Pesa? Because yani tulipitia mashida mpaka sitaki kunini kutuguza do. So akaniambia, you know, you are a walking gold. I want to pick you. I want to polish you so that you become a star. And so God has used him to become my destiny helper. And so I'm really grateful that you're in my life. I don't think I'll ever choose any other man than him. He knows me better. He understands me with my weakness. I can be extreme, but he knows how to bring me back and prune me. And so God bless you for who you are in my life. And I can't wait to see what the Lord has in store for us in the future.
Okay, what about your fans? I saw you released a music, I think a month ago, and it's already 1 million views. You know, they have always been supportive, despite wewe kukua kwa industry for the longest time. They have made your music each and every day. Everyone would like to listen to it.
You guys are a blessing. I keep on doing this every day because I know someone out there wants to hear my music and become blessed. I have seen you writing to me, telling me that, hey, your songs have been a blessing. And so, yes, God has been using me to become a blessing to you through my music. Thank you for always subscribing to my YouTube channel. Thank you for always supporting me. Thank you for always standing there with me. Thank you for always commenting and sharing my music. I want you to know that my love for you, I don't know, my love for you, yes, you who is watching, is beyond. I can't even explain it. But I just want you to know that I love you too much, and God bless you.
Wow. Thank you so much, Evelyn. I really appreciate for allowing us to come to your place, to have such a nice time. We had to have this conversation, you know. Probably ingekuwa mtu mwingine angeniambia, you know, I just got a baby. I need some more time. But I really feel humbled, and thank you so much. Yeah, and tumshindi agro, kwetu tunasemanga anyonye na both cheeks. I don't know. Yeah, I know Evelyn can understand what I'm saying. Yeah, anyonya kwe mkubwa. I hope one day as I grow, I need to know that he is a living testimony. Yeah. Anyway, guys, it has been the Mungai Eve Show. In case you're watching this video and you haven't subscribed to my YouTube channel, subscribe. We'll meet in the next video.